Hello from Scotland. For those who follow me, you may have noticed that I have been in Orkney in various islands, and I have been drawing and sketching and leading workshops in various islands across Orkney over the last couple of days, and that's been very, very exciting. But people will also know that I really, as well as drawing in analogue on paper, I also really like to draw digitally, and I have laid my hands on Xpen's new magic drawing pad, and that for me is quite exciting because I have used iPad and so on and Wacom pens, and I do actually have a large graphic display tablet as well, just over there. But actually the opportunity to draw well out and about is something that, it would be great to explore further. So I've got this, and it's basically an Android tablet, and it's 12.2 inch screen. It's got a decent resolution. From the reviews that I've seen, it's got a good paper-like surface, but it's not such that it dulls the colours too much, so that's good. But it works really well with a pen, and the pen that comes in the box, because a lot of tablets don't do that, works very, very well from an artist's perspective, I understand. So it'll be interesting to actually see what's in the box now that I've actually got it. So we're just going to open that up, and what I immediately see is that there are two boxes within that single box. So I'm just going to slide this out, and we've got a smaller box here, which is the tablet, and certainly everything is wrapped up really well, which is nice. And there is also a case, which is good, to protect the pad. So actually there's quite a lot actually comes with it in terms of the pen, the case, and so on. There's been a variety of prices online that I've seen, ranging from sort of round about £429, where the case is free, but also other prices which were like £449, where you actually had to pay for the case as well. So it's interesting that you probably do need to shop around a little bit to get perhaps the best price. But as I say, nicely packaged up. It's always nice when the box feels that it's a real quality. And I think the other thing about this is that straight from the get-go, there's this real quality of it being a tablet for artists, with the graphics and so on. So I think that's a really good thing. That, I believe, then actually runs through to the tablet itself. So in here, we've then got the tablet on the top of the box, and we'll just open that up, and I'll then put that to one side. But it's got nice weight to it and so on, and you can see again that it's got protective films and so forth. And then inside we then have a couple of additional boxes. This one here looks as though it's the USB cables, the nib remover, the nibs, and the power adapter. And then in this one we then have a drawing glove, the release tool for the memory card, the instructions, and the all-important pen. And it may be that there isn't quite so much else in the box after that. Yeah, that's basically it. So I'll put that to one side now that we've got that out of the way, and I will then open up the case, because that's going to protect the tablet. And just pulling that across, that's just sort of taking that out the box just off screen for a second. but here we go. So again, that's well packaged, protecting the protective case, but you can see it's in a sort of polythene envelope. And that we then take that out, and you can see that here we've got, it's got a clear back, it's got a slot for the pen. I believe that then allows it to have a slight tilt when you actually put the tablet in, so that you can actually draw on that, so that's quite cool. And it's then got the cutout for the camera and so on. And again, there is just a little bit of protective film there that I would take out. There are slots around the edge for speakers and for the USB-C charging ports and so forth. So we'll put that there. I will take that little bit of film out. Actually, that's taking a whole film out. I just thought it was something over the camera slot, but that's a sort of protective film on the inside of the plastic, keeping dust and so on off of it. So that's good. So we've got that there, and I'm sort of gradually building up a collection of stuff, and we then open up the tablet itself. So again, that's sort of well packaged, which is good to see. I must admit, it arrived actually in an outer brown cardboard box as well, and I wasn't all that sure exactly what would be in it, but you know, obviously the cardboard box was really quite neat as well, because it sort of protected the outer layer. So I'm just going to ease this in. Yep, that goes in well, and just to ease that round the sides, click it in, I suppose. That's a good fit, and actually I think I'll probably just leave that whilst it's then off camera, but you could see that it's got a nice finish to it, and basically all the way around, I'll just ease that out again, I'll do that in a second. All the way around, it's got a nice sort of blue-grey finish on the back. You can see the camera there, it's got a front-facing camera and a rear-facing camera. And the camera, I think, is sort of centrally located. Just looking around for the power button and so on. Yeah, so this is cool. And I'm going to start getting to play with this. You could just see that on the screen there, and what I'll maybe do is just pause this video, and I will then rejoin everybody once I've actually got a little bit more out of the box. So I'll speak to you soon. Bye bye. So I now have everything out of the box from the Xpen Magic Drawing Pad, which all came in this box, and then there was 2 boxes within it. And as I was saying, you know, I really like the graphics on the outside, and that carries through to the home screens and the screensavers and so on in it as well. For those of you who look at my feeds, you'll know that I do a lot of outdoor sketching and so on. So this tablet is really a sort of artist's Android tablet, and it's going to be a great thing to explore outdoors. So now that I've unboxed it, what you can see is that you obviously get the tablet, you get the case, which I've now put onto it, that was packaged separately, so I think it may well be the case that you need to pay for that separately, but just look out for where you may actually buy that. There is then a drawing glove. I do have other drawing gloves. I do have graphic display tablets and the likes. There is then the pen. Now, I've not unwrapped the pen yet, but this is basically, it doesn't need to be charged or anything like that, and it works with the tablet. It's the sort of third generation of XP Pen's pens, and that means that it's a very good pen. I also understand that other XP Pen third generation pens can actually be used on this tablet as well. This one is kind of like a sort of ballpoint pen. It looks like a ballpoint pen, feels like it's the weight of a ballpoint pen, whereas I think some of the pens that are used with their graphic display tablets and so on are maybe just that little bit bigger and maybe more ergonomic, that other people might prefer those, but those pens can actually be used with this tablet as well. Interestingly, I do actually have another XP Pen tablet in the office tomorrow. I'm actually going to check out the pen that's on that with this tablet to see how that actually performs as well. So we've got that all important bit. The interesting thing that comes with that is that you may be able to see inside here, but we've then got a nib remover in there. I'll just keep that in for the time being. And then in here, we've then got replacement tips. Now, the most interesting thing is that, you know, most pens with tablets and so on come with sort of hard plastic tips, and there are 4 of those there. But this also comes with 4 felt tips, and that works very, very well with the sort of etched screen that it has, so that you've got a very natural drawing feel. So I'm really looking forward to trying that out. I have used sort of Wacom pens and so on iPads. I've used that sort of thing with my own graphic display tablet and also with pen tablets as well. So I've got a fair amount of experience of that sort of thing. So I think it's interesting that this has got the etched screen and it also has the felt nibs. So more of that, no doubt, maybe later in the week. There is also a quick start guide and obviously the warranty policy and so on as well. You then have the power device. In this instance, I'm in the UK, so it's a UK plug, and it's USB-C, and there is a USB-C cable to plug into that as well. There is then a memory card remover. I'm sure you've seen these 1,000 times before with phones, etc. And this allows you to expand the memory by opening up the device and then putting an appropriate card in. So there should be plenty of space to actually store art and so on. Obviously, art files, whilst they can be big, are, in the grand scheme of things, relatively small, so I should be able to save lots and lots of photographs, lots and lots of digital drawings and so on the pad. It has a front-facing camera, it's got a rear-facing camera, and I will run through the specs shortly in a little bit more detail. But for now, that's basically the contents, and hopefully that's been interesting, and I will post that onto my feed. If you haven't already seen it, you may have spotted, if you do look at the feed, that I've been leading lots and lots of sketching workshops in Orkney, various islands, and obviously that's analogue drawings, but I do also do a lot of digital drawings. And one of the things that I was talking to people about during the workshops was actually when you draw digitally, it actually often allows you to play that back so that you can actually analyse how you draw and what catches your attention and so on. So I think that's going to be a feature of this tablet that I'm going to really want to try and explore, to see if I can do that as well using this particular device. But in the meantime, farewell for now. But if you've got any questions regarding this tablet, feel free to ask them. I'm going to do a number of videos, one after the other, and we could talk a little bit more about it. The big thing is that, relatively speaking, for a tablet, it's quite big. It's 12.2 inches, so it gives you that little bit more of a canvas to draw on. And obviously it's got the etch screen, and it's got the pen that works with it, and it's then got the felt tips as well, which is great. So thank you very much, and please do look out for more videos in the very near future. Thank you. Bye-bye. Right, so this is the third of my videos relating to the unboxing of the Xpen Magic Drawing Tablet. And for the last few minutes I've just been getting to know the product, and I'm really enjoying it already. You know, it's great fun. So I will just switch it on, and this is good, you know. So we'll just get these down. And if we just get this to pop up here, all I'm going to show you is write a note. That's as far as I've got so far. But you could see that I'm using the pen, so the pen's out, and you could see the sort of size of the pen there. And so far that is absolutely working a treat. Now, in pre-launch videos there was an issue about how the pen and the actual line aligned on the screen. Now, if you follow that pen nib, you could see that it's basically directly on top of it. Now, even though I'm using this basic app, which is only for note-taking, you will then actually begin to see, you know, I'm getting a really thin line there, and I can then begin to get thicker lines as I actually press down. Now, this pen has 16,000 levels of pressure sensitivity, so it is very, very sensitive. And this isn't an art app, it's basically just a note-taking app, you know. So if I move that over here, and you have to remember that when I'm drawing just at the moment, I've got the camera lights and everything on, but it's really smooth, there isn't a lot of lag or anything like that about it. And as I say, this is just the note-taking app. But again, going back to the pen accuracy, you could see I don't have a glove on. I'm not getting spots as a result of my hand on the screen. The pen activation is really quite good. And if I draw then a square, I can actually line that up really pretty well. Now, as I say, the pre-launch reviews, there tended to be issues in these sort of corners, and you know, I'm not getting that, so that sort of feels as though it's fine. And if I draw that line there, I can then actually register that really pretty well there, and again I could register that really pretty well there, and then register that really quite well up at the top. So, you know, drawing a square like that, you know, that seems very similar to how I would actually draw that using a normal analog pen. What is really nice is actually the drawing experience on the screen. It just feels smooth, and it feels like I am actually drawing on a sheet of paper. And you know, I have drawn on my iPad and so on, and it just didn't feel like this. But between the pen and the way that this screen is working, that's actually working really nicely, you know. So this is me sort of drawing petals or something like that, and you know, that seems to work nice. So yeah, definitely happy with this. So that's really quite cool. And you know, obviously all I'm doing at the moment is doodling, but you can see the way that I'm getting lighter lines, and you know, if I really don't press hard at all, I can really sort of shade that in with white lines. And it is a fully laminated screen, so there is no gap between the display and actually what I'm drawing as well, so that's cool. So I've never used Android operating system before, so I'm going to get to know it and use it, and no doubt follow up with this in more detail. So I'm having a lot of fun with this already, so I'm really quite happy with this. And as I say, I think the drawing experience on the screen is great. Really chuffed. So thank you very much. Hope you've enjoyed that, and look out for more of my posts and so on my feed about my sketching. What I really need to do is find out more about the apps and so on, and then actually begin to use it properly, rather than just sort of exploring like this. But as I say, the way that I'm actually able to draw using this feels really good already, you know, really enjoying it. So super, see you again, good night.